So for this lesson, we are finding the sides of a triangle again, but when we set up our equation, we're going to have to solve it a little differently than we did last time. So we're still looking at everything that they're giving us. They are giving us AC, which is 6.44, and they're giving us angle B, which is 25.4 degrees, and they want to know AB, which is the hypotenuse. So we want to know the hypotenuse, and they're giving us the opposite leg from angle B. So opposite leg and hypotenuse, we are going to have to use the function sine. So we would set the equation up, the sine of 25.4 equals 6.44, which is opposite leg, over the hypotenuse, which is x. So if we look at how we set the equation up, our sine of 25.4 equals 6.4 over x. Now in the equations we saw before, our x had been on top. So this time when our x is in the denominator, solving it is a little different. So we want to think about it as if this was a proportion. A proportion is two fractions set equal to each other. We can make sine of 25.4 a fraction if we put it over 1, like right here. So we put that over 1, so we have two fractions, so we have a proportion. So to solve a proportion, we have to cross multiply, or the butterfly method. So we have 6.4 times 1 and x times sine of 25.4. So we're going to multiply these two. So if we multiply x times sine of 25.4, that's going to equal 1 times 6.4, which is 6.4. So we get this equation here. Now to solve this equation, our unknown is right here. That's our variable. And we have something multiplied by it. Now, I know sine is a little different looking, but if you'll just think of it as this is just a number. Sine of 25.4 is just a number. So how do we get rid of something that is multiplied by our variable? We divide by it. We do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So we are going to take this equation and we're going to divide both sides by sine of 25.4. So we take and divide this side and this side by sine of 25.4. Now on this side, what happens is the two signs cancel out. So that leaves us just x. So we have x by itself now, and that equals 6.4 over sine of 25.4. So this right here is what we are going to put in our calculator. So if we go to our calculate button, we put 6.4. We are still using the regular sign, not the sine inverse of 25.4 equals, and that is 14.9, which rounds up to 15. So our hypotenuse for this triangle is 15. So if we look at the next one, we still have angle B, which is 25.4. We still want to know the hypotenuse, but instead of the opposite leg from B, they are giving us the adjacent leg. So if we have the adjacent leg and want to know the hypotenuse, we are going to have to use cosine. So the equation we're going to set up is cosine of 25.4 equals 13.6 over our hypotenuse, which is x. So our equation is going to look like this right here. Cosine of 25.4 equals 13.6 over x. Now it's the same situation as it was before. Our x is in the denominator, so we need to make this a fraction. We're going to put cosine of 25 over 1. So now we have a proportion. We are going to cross multiply. So we have x times cosine of 25. And that's going to equal 1 times 13.6, which is 13.6. So we have this equation here. Now our x again is being multiplied by cosine of 25.4, so we need to undo that operation and divide both sides by cosine of 25.4. So right here the cosines cancel out, it leaves us x, so the 13.6 over cosine of 25.4 is what we put in our calculator. And we put that ratio in and we get 15.05. And our first answer and this answer are just a little off. When we're working with decimals, our answers are going to vary just a little bit, but not enough to matter. So let's go to our next problem. We still have angle B, which is 25.4, and we want to know the adjacent leg, and they're giving us the opposite leg. So we're not going to use the hypotenuse at all. So the function that uses both legs is tangent. So our tangent of 25.4 is going to equal our opposite leg over our adjacent leg. So that's going to be the tangent of 25.4 equals 6.44 over x. So here is our equation right here. Tangent of 25.4 equals 6.4 over x. Instead of negative proportion again, we're going to put that over 1. We're going to cross multiply, same thing as before. X times tangent of 25.4 equals 1 times 6.44. Now we'll divide by our tangent on both sides. And now we have x equals 6.44 over tangent of 25.4. So that's what we'll put in our calculator. So our adjacent leg is 13.6. So before, when we had x on the top, we multiplied both sides by the number on the bottom. Now we have x on the bottom, and we are setting up a proportion and cross multiplying. Those are the only two types of equations that you will see when you are finding the sides of a right triangle. So those are the only two types of equations you need to remember.